Ever tried to find a court record in Alberta? It can feel like you're lost in a maze, right? Well, today we're handing you the map. By the end of this, you'll be navigating the system like you've done it 100 times. So let's get right into it.
All right, before we dive in, we've got to get the serious stuff out of the way. This guide is purely for information. It is not legal advice. For that, you'll always want to chat with an actual legal professional.
So you might be thinking, why would I even need to do this? Well, there are a ton of reasons. Maybe you need an official copy of a divorce judgment, or you're doing a background check for a business deal. Heck, maybe you're just a curious citizen who wants to understand how justice is administered in your own community. Whatever your reason, you're in the right place. Now, the whole reason we can even talk about this, the reason you're allowed to search for these records at all, comes down to something called the open court principle. It's a huge part of our democracy. It basically says the courts have to be open so the justice system is accountable to us, to you. It's how we make sure justice isn't just done behind closed doors, but is seen to be done. It's literally the key that unlocks the courthouse.
So here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with the big why, that principle that opens up the whole system. Then we'll map out the courts themselves, and I'll point out the few doors that are actually locked. After that, we get into the nitty-gritty, the step-by-step process, how much it costs, and finally, some really useful pro tips and a lifeline for when you get stuck. Sound good? Let's go.
Okay, so let's talk more about that open court promise, because it's not just some nice-to-have policy. It's a fundamental right.
And this is what makes it so powerful. The open court principle isn't just some rule the courts made up. No way. It's actually tied directly to our freedom of expression rights under the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. That's what gives it real teeth and ensures our justice system can't just operate in secret.
All right, so before you can find anything, you gotta know where to look. The easiest way to think about Alberta's court system is like a building with 3 different floors. Each floor handles totally different kinds of cases. Figuring out which floor you need to be on, that's the first and, honestly, the most important step of all.
And this table here, this is your floor plan. It lays it all out perfectly. On the ground floor, you've got the Court of Justice. This is where most cases start. Think traffic tickets, small claim suits under 100 grand, that kind of thing. Go up one level, and you're at the Court of King's Bench. This is where the more serious stuff happens. Big civil claims, major criminal cases, bankruptcies, and, this is a big one, all estate matters, like getting a will officially approved. Then, right at the top, you have the Court of Appeal. And just like it sounds, that's where you go if you want to challenge a decision made on one of the lower floors.
Okay, so we've established the courthouse doors are open, but not every single room inside is, and there are some really important reasons for that. Let's talk about the exceptions, because knowing this will save you from hitting a dead end.
So, the system has these built-in safeguards, right? It's all about protecting vulnerable people. So, you generally can't just go and look up cases involving minors. That's covered by the Youth Criminal Justice Act. Same goes for child welfare cases. And sometimes there's what's called a publication ban on a case to protect a victim or witness. A judge can also just decide to seal a file completely. Knowing these rules from the get-go is super important.
All right, this is the moment you've been waiting for. The practical, step-by-step guide. You know which court you need, you're pretty sure the record isn't sealed, so how do you actually find it? Let's break it down.
You've basically got 2 main options. You can go online, or you can go in person. The government's e-services portal, it's awesome for most things at the King's Bench level, so civil cases, criminal files there, and estates. But, and this is a big but, if you need a criminal or traffic record from the lower court of justice, or pretty much anything from the Court of Appeal, you're probably going to have to head down to the courthouse yourself with a filled-out form.
So let's boil it all down. It's really just a simple 3-step process. Step 1, figure out the right court. Use that floor plan we talked about. Step 2, fill out the right form, either on the online portal or the paper version you bring with you. And Step 3, submit it and pay the fee. That's it. That's the core of it right there.
And yeah, about that fee. Searching court records isn't free. So let's talk money so there are no surprises. So the standard fee to get started is $25. Think of this as the cost for the clerk's time to actually go and pull up the file information for you.
Now, if you want paper copies of documents from that file, it's going to cost you $1 a page.
And if you need an official copy with a court stamp on it, you know, a certified, true copy for legal reasons, that's an extra $10 for each document. Okay, this is super important, so listen up. That $25 fee is per search. What does that mean? Well, let's say you're searching for John Doe. Searching for him as the person suing someone, that's one search, $25. Searching for him as the person being sued, that's a second search and another $25. It's a small detail that can really add up, so keep that in mind. And of course, fees can change, so always double-check the official Alberta Courts website for the latest numbers.
Okay, time for some pro tips. We're going to look at two really common but kind of specific requests that have their own little quirks: finding a will and getting a court transcript. First up, estates. If you're looking for a will or any probate records, your destination is always the Court of King's Bench, period. Now, they have this amazing online tool called the Surrogate Digital Service, or SDS. The word surrogate here is just the legal term for matters involving wills and estates. And get this, here's a game-changing update. As of April 2026, people who are representing themselves can now use this online portal. That is a huge deal for making the system more accessible. What if you need to know exactly what was said, word for word, during a court hearing? Well, that's called a transcript, and you can't get it through the normal search request. Nope, for that you have to go through a separate department called Transcript Management Services to place an order.
Look, if you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, please make it this. Always figure out which court holds the record first. I'm telling you, that one single step will save you so much time, so much money, and a ton of frustration. It is the golden rule.
But hey, even with the best map, sometimes you can take a wrong turn and feel a bit stuck. And if that happens, don't panic. Here's your lifeline. Write this number down. The Court and Justice Services Contact Center is an absolutely fantastic resource. If you're not sure what to do next, just give them a call. They're there to help you with the process.
So, there you have it. The whole system is designed to be transparent, to let you, the public, see how justice is being carried out. Now that you have the map and the keys, I'll leave you with a question. What will you look for to better understand how justice works in your own community? Thanks for joining me.